What's up guys, Heatfire Ash here. For this battle video today, I've got a new Pokemon I wanted to try out, and that is Machamp. Now if you watch my recent tier list video, you'll see that I rated Machamp very low because overall I think there are better options of it. But I still think Machamp is a super cool Pokemon and does have sort of a niche it can possibly fill, so we'll try to prove myself wrong, see if we can't get some wins with Machamp. But if you don't know, the main reason to use Machamp is the no guard ability, which makes sure all of its attacks hit. So that means we can use Dynamic Punch, which is a very powerful move. It is 100 base power, extremely strong. 100 base power is crazy. That's nearly close combat level. And close combat obviously has some downfalls that it lowers your defense and special defense. This does not do that. This also has 100% chance to, well, it's not really a chance, but it will confuse your opponent. So not only does it have 100 base power, it confuses your opponent, which is absolutely nuts. Normally this is a 50 accuracy move, but because of the no guard ability, it's going to hit every time. So we're using that. We're throwing Assault Vest on here. This is on the same old Trick Room team I've been using, so we are going for a low speed Machamp here. We're also using Rock Slide, which is not perfect accuracy. We got Bullet Punch for a little bit of priority move if we need to use that. And we got Poison Jab to deal with some fairy types if they do come up. And then the only other change here is I made a change to Gastrodon. Gastrodon did have the Assault Vest before, so I went ahead and put a Rindo Berry on Gastrodon, which will protect it from a grass move. And then I threw on Protect over Clear Smog because I wasn't really using that anyway. All right, here's the team. Let's get into a battle. Okay, I did forget to mention that the team will be down in the description below for the paste for Showdown if you want to use it there. I'm not going to have a rental code for this team though because I am out of spots for rental teams and I don't want to just throw up random ones without it being a more properly tested team. But let's see what my opponent has. Right off the bat, I see Whimsicott and Lucario, so that could be the old beat up strategy. Man, this is interesting. We got also Gyarados here, which is very strong. We got a Follow Me with Clefable. We also have Ludicolo by itself without rain, so that's interesting. Could be setting that up maybe even for Gyarados. And then Hydreigion's always somewhat of an issue. So I want to go for Trick Room. Start off Indeedee Hatterene here. Hopefully we can get that off. It's possible that Whimsicott could have Trick Room or Imprison even, but it's not super likely. They don't normally carry that. And honestly, Machamp's not that bad here. I think we're going to bring it. Machamp's definitely not that bad. Rhyperior and Torkoal are not super great. I mean, Torkoal's okay. I actually think I like Gastrodon here. You have two water types. So if they go for any kind of water, you know, if they go for the Ludicolo or something, I feel pretty good having Gastrodon in the back. But let's see if we can't get some action with this Machamp going here. That is kind of the namesake. That's really what I want to try out here. So hopefully we can get some good use out of Machamp. Dynamic Punch some people. So we start off Whimsicott, Lucario here. Not a surprise. My opponent's going to try to go for the beat up strategy. Little do they know. Well, maybe they won't if they understand how Follow Me works. But we will see if they call that right. So we're just going to go for a basic Trick Room, Follow Me here. I'm just the only thing I'm worried about is a Trick Room out of Whimsicott. That's what I'm scared, or even an Imprison. That's not cool. That would be bad. We'll see a Imprison, and then we'll see Lucario going into Hatterene, which I have the Babiri Berry, so I could live one move from Lucario. But my opponent is Dynamaxing Lucario here, so it's pretty ordinary. If they're going for a beat up, this is usually the strategy they'd use. So let's see what my opponent does with Whimsicott here. Hopefully not Trick Room. There's the Follow Me coming out from Indeedee. Let's see what my opponent Whimsicott, and we do have Taunt. Luckily we got Psychic Terrain, which is going to protect from Prankster Taunt. And we also had Follow Me, so my opponent not really understanding the interaction there. And my opponent getting the defense boost, but that is okay. We get Trick Room off. which is really all we wanted. So I think we probably, I'm just going to Dynamax here and Max Flare the Lucario, and then we're going to go for a, I don't know if one Max Flare is enough for Lucario, so you know what, we're going to double Lucario here with double fire moves, just in case one's not enough. It's been a while since I played against this strategy. Like, this was kind of beginning of Season 1 strategy that I've seen, so I can't quite remember if one Max Flare is enough to get rid of a Dynamax Lucario. So let's find out. Dynamaxing Hatterene. I feel like it's been so long since I've like used this team this way. I don't know. I guess I've been just using other teams and kind of neglecting this one, but Max Flare coming out, big damage into Lucario, and yeah, it was not enough. So good thing I doubled up into there. I don't want this Lucario hanging around. And got that Sunlight. Looks like I got a little bit of lag there. It's kind of odd. And yeah, taking it out. Pretty awesome there. See what my opponent does. We got Moonblast coming out from into the Indeedee. That's completely fine. We're actually holding on there. I actually kind of would have liked to like to go down there so I could get in Machamp, but that's okay. Let's see what my opponent throws out here next. Obviously, water moves are at a huge disadvantage right now, and my opponent does have a Ludicolo. But I think we probably go for, we still have Psychic Terrain up, so I think this is probably good. And then, I mean, I could Helping Hand here. Could Helping Hand. I think what I actually want to do is hit the Whimsicott and just break the Sash. That's honestly what I want to do here. I don't think Hatterene's really in trouble at this point. Hit it with that Max Mindstorm. Not enough to knock it out. It could be Assault Vest Ludicolo. And this might even put this to Sash. Not quite to Sash, but that's okay. We just really just wanted to get some chip to break the Sash on the Whimsicott there. And we got a Scald coming out of Ludicolo. Obviously, he's not going to hit for anything. I mean, Indeedee was practically done already, but with the Sun, I mean, water moves are just at a huge disadvantage. Hatterene tanking that up. We're going to throw in Machamp here, because this is the namesake of the team. So definitely want to get some use out of it. And let's see here. Probably we'll just Psychic Whimsicott, and could just go for a Rock Slide even, but actually, how much more time of Trick Room's left? Let's see here. 2 more turns of Trick Room. So I think we'll just Dynamic Punch Ludicolo, and this should basically be enough to get the knockout on those two, and then we'll see what my opponent's last Pokemon is, but we're really at a huge advantage here. Definitely at a huge advantage. So I don't think my opponent really understood what my lead was capable of doing. The Indeedee Hatterene, a lot of people have not been using this. They've been using other things for Trick Room, so maybe my opponent just wasn't quite aware. We do see Gyarados coming out, which that Intimidate is going to be annoying on my Machamp, but we are pretty far ahead. We have 1 more turn of Trick Room. Dynamax is over, though. I wouldn't be surprised if my opponent just concedes here at all. We're actually going to... Let's see if my opponent reads this. We're going to switch out Hatterene for Gastrodon just in case my opponent goes for a water move. And we're going to just probably Rock Slide here, I think. It's super effective, so I think it's going to be better than a Dynamic Punch at this point. My opponent could go for, like, Bounce. So we'll see if they do that. I wouldn't be that surprised if they do. But we'll see. Last turn of Trick Room there. Getting good damage off in the Gyarados. And it actually flinched. My opponent's got to be salty from that one. But I think we'll just be able to finish it off here. We can just go for an Ice Beam. And another Rock Slide, I think. Once again, my opponent could go for Bounce. But actually going for Power Whip here. Avoiding the attack. That's unfortunate for my opponent. But I do have the Rindo Berry. So it wasn't getting the KO anyway. But props to my opponent for staying in the whole game and not just forfeiting, because I probably would have forfeited there, to be honest. But props to them for doing that. And that's the first look at Machamp. Honestly, I think we basically won with the lead there, but You can see how powerful at least a Rock Slide that's always going to hit is, especially against stuff like Gyarados, even with the Intimidate. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy this video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.